Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list. Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Compatibility between couples is very important, and we look forward to compatibility between us and our partner or partners if the situation comes to that. And the basis of a good relationship, a happy relationship, a sustained persevering relationship is good compatibility between the couple. And what is compatibility? Compatibility is a balance between both the people, their thought process, their attributes, their habits and their thinking, and also how both of them are not only looking at life, the objectives, but also how much they are ready to put in the effort to be able to take each other along. And so taking each other along is the basis of the compatibility factors. Now, compatibility always is not given to you by astrological placements. In spite of the best of astrological placements, of course, one also needs to work towards making the relationship a more fruitful, a more long-lasting, a more happy relationship as well. However, from an astrological perspective, what are the various levels of compatibility which are important and which help to have a more happy, a more sustained relationship? Now, the first level of compatibility is, of course, the Guna Milan, where you're looking at the way you're comparing the points, whether I've got 36 points between the couple and whether the couple together has 36 points or not, the perfect point system. And based on the Guna Milan, which looks at various attributes including your sexual compatibility, include whether there is a Rakshasa factor or a Deva factor in your horoscope, in your planetary placement, then based on that the 36 points between two couples is seen as the starting point. Many times people look at the 36 points and assume that this is a great compatible match, but that is not the case. That is the first level. If you get good points, say above 26, 28 or whatever, then it's a starting point that this seems to be, at least on paper, seems to be a okay match or a good match or an even match. However, the horoscopes obviously need to be matched, for example, to see longevity. If there is a health factor, health risk factor to one of the partners, and then the relationship can be curtailed because of fatality to one of the partners, and that is one of the most critical factors which need to be looked into. Now, nobody can see exactly whether the longevity is long or not. However, some factors can point out to an intelligent astrologer who knows his art, who knows his science, to look deep into and at least point if there seems to be a longevity factor for one of the partners. The other is whether there is also a challenge between the domestic life of both the partners. For example, a very severely afflicted 4th house for both the partners, obviously there will be a problem. If both the lagnas are again severely afflicted, then health can be a major challenge for both the partners, and then there is no balance. What you need is for one partner, okay, once more, Ewok can't let go of me and the videos, so she will have to pop in at least once to say hi or to do some disturbance before she moves on. So here she is, and she is now moving on. Then the health challenges between the partners can make both of them unhealthy, or their energies are so down, so low that there is less energy and there is thinking ability is also curtailed, and general life situation doesn't seem to be very good if both their lagnas are severely afflicted. Then obviously careers, both of them are working people, both of them have problems in their 10th house as well as in the 11th house, then too there can be a challenge. So this is at a horoscope matching level. Then the third level comes in where you're looking at the sign energies, where if the ascendants are in Kendra to each other, especially for example, why is it said that the 7th house is the house of the spouse? Because the opposite energies of the signs makes it more compatible. So the sages knew that there has to be a balance in the thinking ability also, how the person thinks, the attributes, and so the opposite sign is seen to be better of a balance. The other thing is, if the ascendants are also in Kendra to each other, for example, one is born in Aries, other is born in Cancer, or one is born in Capricorn, the other is born in Cancer, or one is born in Libra and the other is born in Aries, then too the compatibility is okay. The challenge occurs where the ascendants are either 6-8 to each other, or 3-11 to each other, or 2nd to each other, 12th to each other. So one sign will be 12 to the other, only then the other sign will become the 2nd to the other one. So these factors also have to be looked into, because then what happens is, if one is born for example in Aries, the other is in Pisces. Now Pisces sign is 12th to the Aries sign. So obviously one sign is becoming the loss making sign to the other. So compatibility issues can come in. If it is 1-3 to each other, for example one is in Aries and another is born in Gemini, then the person who is third from the sign obviously will have to put in more effort, because the third house is the house of effort, whereas the other sign, which is the 11th sign from the other, for example Gemini is third sign from Aries. So for Aries person, because the Aries sign is 11th from Gemini, so Aries sign becomes more profitable to Gemini person. However, Gemini sign needs to be becomes a work in progress for Aries person, where the person will have to work hard in the relationship before the relationship sustains. That is for Aries person. So one has to look into it. The other thing is to have a 6-8 relationship, where so one sign is 8th from the other and the other sign is 6th from the other, then there can be challenges, there can be compatibility issues also, there can be misunderstandings also, and sudden challenges in the relationship can also bring in upheavals in the relationship. So it should be avoided. A 6-8 sign relations should also be avoided, or even if not avoided, these should also be looked at closely between the couple, even if the astrologer says, or if they have a challenge, regular challenge, then they should look deeper into their horoscopes and check whether the ascendants are 6-8 to each other. If not that, then the third level of matching also brings in the moon sign factor. What is the moon sign factor? If moon sign of one from the other is also 3 relationship, for example 3 and 11, then the mind is not thinking on the same lines. Ascendant being Kendra to each other is obviously a good thing, but 6-8 or 1-3 relationship or 3-11 relationship, if I can call, can also be a challenge, but this is in general level. However, when the moon sign is not in Kendra to each other, and especially if the moon signs are 6-8 to each other, then the thinking is not aligned. One person is thinking in one direction, the other person is thinking in another direction, and that's why there could also be compatibility issues. And also especially the moon sign should never be of the same ascendant. For example, both the partners' moon should not be in Aries, for example, or both the partners' moon should not be in Capricorn, or both the partners' moon should not be in Virgo at the same time, because then challenges arise. If both the partners' moon is in Virgo, then both become very, very analytical, both can become very complaining, both can also try to find fault in each other, and then there can be a problem. If two people are too analytical about the other and one is not more forgiving, then there can be a challenge. Both of their moon is in Aries, so then aggression becomes the hallmark of the relationship, and there can be a challenge. Both of them have moon in Pisces, then both become too imaginative, too unrealistic, and both of them are not grounded, and so then they take decisions which are not grounded, which are not practical, and then both can face challenges at the same time. So the moon sign also becomes very, very important in a relationship, where the compatibility also has to be seen. And 6-8 relationship, obviously moon sign relationship should be avoided as much as possible. So similar moon signs should also be avoided, and Kendra to each other moon signs are best. For example, if one's moon is in Aries, another is in Cancer, or if one's moon is in Taurus, the other person's is in Leo, or if one person's is in Gemini, then the other person's is in Virgo, that can still be a more better balance than having moon sign in the same ascendant, or in a 6-8 or a 3-11 placement. The other is also if both the moons are strongly afflicted. if the moon is afflicted for both of them, for example, both of them moon is combusted within 1 or 2 degrees of sun, or both their moons are in Scorpio, both their moons are in eclipse, for example, whatever sign the moon may be, for example, one's moon is in Aries but along with Ketu, and another's is in Sagittarius but along with Ketu, then moon is in strong eclipse, and that kind of a relationship should also be avoided, because that is the third level of compatibility, and that can be a little dangerous also, because the thinking ability to think reasonably and to make right choices is impacted here. And last but not the least, in spite of all your matching, if your karma has something in hand, where you will have to go through your karma, your sanchita karma is loaded, then too there can be challenges. I have made some videos on sanchita karma earlier on also, how it plays out, and how some signs also have to go through some karmic balancing a payment that they need to do. So please look into it. However, at a 70,000 feet level, if your 6th house is very, very strongly afflicted and your 9th house is very strongly afflicted, then there is a lot of karmic debt you also that you are carrying, because the 6th house is the house which is the Bhrigu Bhav, which is the carry forward karma that you have, and that karma has to be paid off. And the 6th house also becomes important because the 6th house is the 12th house to the relationship. So the first thing the karma makes you pay is in your relationship, because the Grihastha ashram is the most important ashrama. So if you are carrying a lot of karmic debt, then relationship is the first thing that the karma makes you pay. Your career or your livelihood is the second thing that your karma makes you pay. Health is the third thing that your karma makes you pay, and your children is the fourth thing that your karma makes you pay. And so these are the 4 areas, and if you are facing a challenge in all 4 of them, then definitely there is a bigger challenge that you are carrying as part of your karmic debt. But again, coming back to relationship is the first thing that is affected. If the 6th house is severely afflicted for both the partners, and if the 7th lord is getting associated in some way with the 6th house, or Venus is getting associated with the 6th house, more in an inimical sign, then too the compatibility can be affected. So while you look at first level of compatibility at a Guna Milan, second level of compatibility with astrological horoscope matching, the third level of compatibility, which many times is not done, is not very, very necessary also, but for a couple, especially if they are going through challenges, then they do need to look into deeply what is afflicting their relationship. And this is not only based on the ascendants, their placements from each other, but also the moon sign which plays a part, and the karmic debt they are carrying, which is the first thing that it hits the relationship, that may also play its part. So guys, these are the 3 levels of compatibility in a relationship. Look into your own horoscopes, and before that look into your own lives and see whether you have great compatibility with your partner, or there are challenges there, and what kind of challenges they are there. Your horoscope will give you many answers to why those challenges persist and what you can do about it, and for you to figure out where you need to keep more focus, where you need to balance better, so that you and your partner have a long, sustained, persevering and fruitful and happy marriage. So guys, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.